Welcome to Moonlit Garden Stories. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive peaceful and meaningful bedtime stories every week. Let's unwind, relax, and drift into calm dreams together. And now sit back, get comfortable, and enjoy tonight's story. Beneath the Northern Lights, a calming bedtime story to soothe your soul. Anna had always dreamed of seeing the Northern Lights. For years, the images of emerald ribbons dancing across a velvet black sky had lived quietly in her imagination, like whispers of a distant promise. But life, busy, chaotic, and full of unexpected turns, had always kept her grounded in routine. Until now, one crisp January morning, Anna stepped off the small plane that had carried her far north, deep into Arctic territory. The Carse air was sharp and clean, instantly flushing her cheeks with cold as she breathed it in deeply. Around her, the world was hushed, covered in a blanket of pure white snow, broken only by the distant silhouette of pine trees and the low hum of sled dogs. She was here at last. Anna checked into a small wooden cabin, nestled at the edge of the forest, its windows glowing with the soft, golden light of a crackling fire. She placed her bag down gently, stepped to the window, and stared out into the twilight. The sky was a soft grey-blue, tinged with hints of lavender. Somewhere up there she knew the lights were waiting. Her host, an elderly woman named Greta, brought her a steaming mug of herbal tea. "You're lucky," Greta said with a smile, her voice warm and calm. "The sky is clear tonight, perfect for the lights." Anna smiled, her heart quietly fluttering. "I've waited so long for this." "That's good," Greta replied, "because the lights, they come not just to be seen, but to be felt." That evening, Anna bundled herself in layers of wool and down, stepping out into the deep snow with careful, deliberate steps. The silence of the Arctic night wrapped around her like a soft blanket. Every crunch of her boots echoed in the stillness. She made her way to a small hilltop Greta had pointed out, a perfect vantage point, far from any artificial lights. She sat down on a soft patch of snow, leaned back, and waited. The stars twinkled above one by one, revealing themselves like shy dancers. Time seemed to stretch. Anna felt her thoughts begin to slow, her breath growing deep and steady. Here there was no noise, no hurry, just her, the earth, and the endless sky. And then it began. At first, it was a faint glow on the horizon, almost imperceptible, a whisper of green shimmering at the edge of her vision. Slowly, gracefully, it grew bolder, stretching upwards, swirling and twisting as if the sky itself had come alive. Waves of emerald, violet, and soft pink began to ripple and weave together, painting a masterpiece that no artist could ever truly capture. Anna sat motionless, eyes wide, her heart swelling with awe. Tears prickled at the corners of her eyes, not of sadness, but of something deeper, a kind of quiet gratitude, a sense of belonging to something vast and timeless. For hours, she watched as the lights danced and shifted, sometimes bold and bright, sometimes fading into subtle wisps. She whispered softly to herself, This she is why I came." As midnight approached, the lights slowly began to fade, retreating back into the darkness as gently as they had arrived. Anna sat a little longer, soaking in the quiet, before finally standing up and making her way back to the cabin. That night, As she lay under a thick quilt, Anna felt something new blooming inside her, a calm she hadn't known she was missing, and a deep connection to the world around her. The next morning, Anna woke to the soft glow of dawn spilling through the cabin's frosted windows. Her body ached slightly from the cold of the night before, but her heart felt light and full. She stretched lazily and smiled to herself, still seeing flashes of green and violet dancing behind her closed eyelids. Over breakfast, Greta poured fresh coffee and asked, "Did you see them?" Anna nodded, her eyes shining. It was beyond words. I've never felt so small and yet so connected. Greta chuckled, her eyes crinkling at the corners. The lights have a way of reminding us who we are. That day, Anna wandered through the small village nearby, greeting locals and learning about their quiet, simple lives. She spoke with an old fisherman named Lars, who told her stories of nights when the lights were so bright they lit up the sea like daylight. In old times, Lars said with a wink, we believed the lights were the spirits of our ancestors dancing above us. Anna listened, fascinated, and felt the weight of history and tradition in every word. These were people who had lived with the lights all their lives, and yet their wonder had never faded. That evening, Anna returned to her favorite hill, eager to watch the lights again. But this time, the sky was different. Clouds had gathered, thick and grey, shrouding the stars. She sat anyway, wrapped in her heavy coat, listening to the quiet snowfall. It was peaceful in a different way. The world felt close, wrapped in a cocoon of white silence. Anna closed her eyes and focused on her breathing, letting her thoughts drift. In the quiet, she began to reflect on her life back home. The stresses, the endless to-do lists, the feeling of being constantly rushed. Here, in the Arctic stillness, all of that seemed so far away, almost unreal. She thought about the people she loved, the moments she had overlooked, and the simple joys she had forgotten. Tears slipped down her cheeks, not from sadness, but from a deep sense of release. She whispered into the cold air, I don't want to forget what this feels like. Later, back at the cabin, Greta handed her a warm blanket and said, not every night brings the lights, but every night brings something, if you know how to look. Anna nodded, understanding in a way she hadn't before. The Northern Lights were not just a show, they were a reminder to be present, to breathe, to appreciate the beauty in both the spectacular and the simple. As the days passed, Anna continued her quiet routine, exploring, talking with locals, writing in her journal. Some nights the lights would appear, swirling in the heaven, and some nights the sky stayed dark and silent. But Anna had learned that both were valuable. Both were necessary. On her final night in the Arctic, Anna decided to visit her favorite hill one last time. The sky was clear, glittering with stars that seemed to stretch on forever. There was a quiet hum of anticipation in the air, as if the world itself was waiting. She sat down, wrapping her coat tightly around her, and looked up. Minutes passed, then an hour. She began to wonder if the lights would come at all. But she felt patient now, different from when she had first arrived. Whether or not the lights appeared, she knew she was exactly where she needed to be. And then, softly, like a whispered secret, the glow began. This time, it was more powerful than she had ever seen. Curtains of green and violet rippled across the sky, shimmering and swirling in endless waves. They danced, they soared, they embraced the heavens. Anna sat in awe, her breath catching in her throat, tears glistening on her cheeks. She whispered into the night, "Thank you." As she watched, Anna felt a profound shift within herself. The fears, the worries, the noise of her past life seemed to melt away under the glow of the northern lights. What remained was something pure, peace, clarity, and a deep sense of belonging. She stayed until the early hours, soaking in every moment, before finally making her way back to the cabin. Greta was waiting with a warm smile. "You've changed," Greta said softly. Anna nodded, her eyes bright. "The lights, they've given me more than I ever expected." The next morning, Anna packed her things and prepared to leave. As she hugged Greta goodbye, she whispered, "I'll carry this with me, always." And she did. Back home, life resumed. Emails, meetings, city noise. But Anna was different now. Whenever she felt overwhelmed, she would close her eyes and picture the Arctic sky, the swirling lights, and the quiet hill where she had found herself again. And in her heart, the northern lights danced on forever. Thank you for spending your time with Moonlit Garden Stories tonight. If you enjoyed this story and want more peaceful moments like this, please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll never miss an episode. Wishing you restful sleep and beautiful dreams. See you in the next story.